Well, guys, I got some weird stuff happening to my phone. All of a sudden, my camera goes out again. So I'm going to tell you a story. I had a friend that I've been knowing since I was in my teens. And he was a good friend of my best friend that I ever had in my life. His name was Shannon. Never, ever, ever had a friend like my friend Shannon. I could sit and talk to him for hours. We were like brothers. And he died when I was 18. Funny how we're in the year 2018 and us truthers' lives are being threatened. So 1 in 8 is 9. My friend died at numerology 9 of his birth age. Okay, so his name, kind of like Shannon, shine on. He was the most spiritual man I've ever met in my life. And at such a young age, he was so wise to the ways of the world. He had an amazing sense and sensibility of good and evil. I used to talk to him for hours. So one of our mutual friends comes. We were both friends with this guy. And he comes and I asked him to give me a hand with something. I'm not going to get into the details. But he drives up and, we start talking and about all the things that are happening in the world. And he becomes extremely egotistical. And he wouldn't let me speak. Okay. So I'm going to tell you what... You should really laugh at this. This is hilarious. Okay, so he was supposed to meet with me Monday. Okay, well, he couldn't make it Monday. Today's Wednesday, right? Because he had a tree limb hit him in the right eye. And I mean, it messed him up. It looked like he got the crap beat out of him. So this is what he told me, a tree limb hit him in the right eye. So I think this is funny, okay? Because God is always trying to tell us things allegorically. So let's think about this. There's no question in my mind that I've been awakened and that there is a lot of spiritual knowledge in my voice. And that is by God choosing his elect to try to deliver people out of bondage. I believe that this is truly the age of the awakening. I believe that I was voice-to-skull technologied and chipped and predatored and gang-stalked and covertly harassed and targeted, because that's what they do, people that are true Christians and true Jews or whatever. That's what they do us. And then, of course, what do? They convince the world that we're crazy and they should crucify us. And of course, crucifixion, which is the word fiction. So let's get back to this. And I thought to myself, I tried to talk to him and tell him what was going on in the world. And he started acting like a demon. And I was just sitting there going, wow, all I'm trying to do is share some knowledge with him. What am I guilty of? He was so loud that I almost told him, like, shh. He just started screaming. That is not, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to know that. I don't need to know that. And I was like, okay, dude, it's fine. And he just kept arguing with me. And I'm like, what is wrong with these people? Are they connected to some kind of hive mentality to where they have to crucify the truth when they meet it? And I would just literally, I said, well, why won't you let me talk? He wouldn't even let me talk. So now in the past, he and I used to have conversations about what was going on in the world, right? And then he mentioned something about, I don't know, Freddie, people are saying that you're kind of crazy. He kind of made, I said, well, popularity with the world is the enemy of God. Is that what you want to be? You want to be popular with the world and you want to think whatever. Is that what your goal in life is to be? Is to be just like everybody else, or to be unique individual like Jesus, Moses, Noah, Job, King David, Tesla? Do you want to be unique and remembered? You want to be a true son of God, or you want to be a son of man? See, a son of man thinks like everybody else, because Satan has created a hive mentality. They tell you what to eat, what to wear, what to watch, what to do, how to, masturbate every day, eat toxic food or whatever. And it kind of amazes me, because this guy, always talks about his growing gardens and eating raw food, and he's a fairly healthy guy. So typically healthy people have really good mentalities, but one of the things that he does is he hunts and kills animals. Thou shalt not kill. Maybe this is why God has cursed him. Jesus opens the eyes of the people who can, they're not physically blind, they're mentally blind. And when you go to the mentally blind, they have to be willing and able to say, please bless me with sight. Well, these people, they're a part of a hive mind. They don't want sight. I don't want to know. I don't need to know that. All I need to do. I said, well, what about our children? What are we? I said to him, I imagine myself being responsible for what happens during the time that I was alive. I believe that God is going to hold us responsible. And I've never seen so many changes in the world towards Satanistic agendas. And we're allowing this to happen. Peaceful nonconformity. Let's don't conform to these agendas. And then he started putting words in my mouth. You said this. I didn't say that. That's not what I said. You said no. You. I said, no, I did. I never said that. And I'm like, what is wrong with him? And so what I'm learning is artificial intelligence has been launched, guys. These people come and they're ready to fight. They're ready to kill the Christ. They're ready to kill the Christians. Burn the witches at the stake. They're ready to go. Allegorically, the betrayers are everywhere. Judas Iscariot. They're willing to take money and betray the truth. They don't even want to hear the truth. Shut up. Don't say nothing. Don't talk. And then when you talk, they're not even listening. So I think to myself, what happened to him? What did he do that make God curse him with such ignorance? I don't know. Maybe it's killing deer. I don't know. Eating meat. I don't know what it is. But let's talk about what actually happened. He was hit in the right eye by the tree of life. I'm just telling you allegorically. So God took a tree and punched him in the eye because he admitted that God is in control of everything. I said, well, okay, if God's in control of everything, how did you get that black eye? I guess God did that. So right before you meet me, you got punched in the eye by the tree of life, and God is in control of everything. So God punched you in the eye, the right eye, by the way. It wasn't the left, it was the right. Punched him in the eye, but when he is faced with the knowledge of the tree of life, wisdom that can send you to heaven, that can bless you. Jesus said right before he died, he said, Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing. Okay. I say the same thing. Forgive him, for he doesn't know what he's doing. I love people. I'm trying to help people. But when God is in control of everything and a tree hits you in the right eye, the tree of life hits you in the right eye, and you refuse, and then you meet somebody that has been studying what's going on in the world every day. That's all I do. I'm totally married to this. But never give me a chance to talk, or even when I talk, refuse to listen. What do you do with people like this? I even joked with them. I said, so a tree limb hits you in the eye. Yeah. And I'm thinking to myself, so you don't see that allegorical message? That you were supposed to meet Freddie. Okay? I looked at him and I said, I've had an awakening experience. And I believe that the elite knew that I was going to awaken. That's why they chipped me. And they tried to get me to commit crimes. And if they can't get me to commit crimes, they just stage the crimes and then accuse me of something that I didn't even do. You know? It's not a coincidence that my tenant hung himself because they're trying to get people that are around me to do things that they probably, the tenant and I became friends. One of the first people that I ever had a tenant that I became friends with, that I actually liked, even though I know that he was in trouble with the law, he was an alcoholic drug addict, and that the cops had him by the balls. Okay? And then right before his death, he kept saying, the cops are coming to get me. That's what his wife and his mother told me. Okay, his mother and his wife told me this. The cops are coming to get me, and next thing you know, he hangs himself. All I know is the guy a few months ago won Chef of the Month. He was one of the top chefs in this country, in this parish, in this town. Some people don't know what parishes mean. Every time I saw him, he was upbeat and happy. He had a newborn son. He had 2 sons, by the way. And I thought I really liked him. And by the way, also, he was going to testify for me in a trial. He was going to testify for me in actually 2 trials. Okay, one for suing a company and another one. And all of a sudden, he's dead. So my friend comes to see me. The tree of life hits him in the eye. The tree of knowledge of good and evil hits him in the right eye, but he doesn't. And then I said, a tree limb hitting you in the eye. And he said, yeah. I said, so God is in control of everything. Freddie, he's in control of everything. I said, so a tree hits you in the right eye, and God is in control of everything. But you won't let me talk. The tree of life, the tree of knowledge of good and evil, hits you in the right eye. God is in control of everything, but you won't listen to me. Shame on you. Because I could deliver you out of this artificial intelligence bondage that once again you people are going to kill the Christ. And I don't mean you people, black people. One person said, you people, what does that mean? Is that racism? No. It just means people that are not willing to open their eyes. They're blind. They can't see. They can visually see, but they're blind. And then when you come to open their eyes, they want to keep them wide shut, just like the movie with Tom Cruise, Eyes Wide Shut, to where there's sacrificial satanic rituals and your secret societies that rule the world. When your eyes are wide shut, the secret societies rule the world. That's why they named the movie that. So once again, the tree of life hit my friend in the right eye. God is in control of everything. And you're going to meet Freddie, but you don't want Freddie to speak. And when he speaks, you're arguing with me in a violent, demonic fashion. I had to actually tell him to calm down. And I'm like, what is wrong with these people? That's not the guy that I used to know. All of my friends, no wonder my friend Shannon died at 18, because I know that he would be standing by my side today. But the people that I used to know are not the same people. They've been sieged. Their mind has been taken over by artificial intelligence. And that means that they have done something to please Satan, and Satan has welcomed them into his kingdom of blind, willful ignorance and blindness.